It's the girl, Lady J, back with the bullshit. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and keep it cute in them comments, baby. Do you hear me? Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Southern Tea. You already know what it is. It's your girl, Lady J, back bringing you my commentary on the latest as it pertains to the female rap girlies and sometimes urban news. But before I get into my little video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, baby. You already here, so subscribe to the channel, like, comment, yeah, all that good stuff. So it's a few little things I want to get into today that's happened over the past few days. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So the first topic that I want to get into is Cali. Now, if you don't know Cali, she does have a song on Billboard right now that has been rising. It's, I believe, now like 37. And this is her first song to do so. Now, if you know, then you know I fuck with Cali. Okay, I really like her. I was really fucking with that EP Toxic Chocolate that she dropped last year. But with that being said, I feel like Cali, and not just Cali, but a lot of the new girls, period. But I really feel like sis got to be more careful with how she moving and what she be saying in these interviews. But at the end of the day, I think she kind of know what she doing, because for one, girl, you just now starting to finally get some traction. Why are you risking the opportunity you've been given and mess it up for yourself before you can really get it going like that? So what I'm referring to is this interview that Cali did earlier this week, with the Breakfast Club, whoever she was up there with. So she did the same thing Latte did, okay? The same thing JT did. She made the mistake of entertaining that dead ass conversation about Nicki basically being the only female rapper that was out, ignoring the likes of Iggy Azalea, Young M.A, Dej Loaf, Azalea Banks, and more, all of whom had a buzz and hits, or at least popular songs that were doing a thing during Nicki's Pink Friday or Pink Print era, especially the Pink Print era. Well, 2014, 2015, because Dej Loaf was charting, Young M.A was charting, Iggy Azalea was charting. She had like a top 10, top 20 fancy, was a big deal. So I wish that conversation about Nicki basically being the only mainstream rapper out would be laid to rest, because that simply wasn't true, and it's a slap in the face to those girls. Okay, she just happened to do it the best, and y'all want to do it like her too, and you have yet to see another bitch to do it like her, which is why y'all steady want to entertain this false conversation, because you haven't seen one to do it and you want to be that one. So this is what Cali had to say.
The energy in the air that's making, I guess it seems like this is the year of the woman in hip hop.
I love it.
How does it feel to be a part of that?
It feels really good. I feel like we're like taking over. And every time I was telling somebody, I was like, every time you think about a song that's going up, it's always a female now.
That's right.
And I love to be a part of that. Just even being in the conversation, it's dope, because at one point it felt like only one female could win or like be up at one point. Now it's like it's a new female artist every day.
And I love that. So that one time it could only be one. So that one is battling this one, but now it seems like everybody's working with each other. But I thought it was really dope.
Yeah.
So let me know your thoughts on it down below. Like I said, I like Cali. I fucks with my girl. I like her music, but she gonna have to move a little bit more smarter. And this was not, I don't think this was smart. And this is why I can't say it's always colorism. This is exactly why. Sometimes these girls just don't know how to answer these questions and keep it neutral, or how to move about and conduct themselves in interviews. Lotto did this and messed up her relationship with Nicki, ultimately because, for one, she tried to put these new bitches on the same level as Nicki, and that could never be the case. And two, JT did this in an interview back in 2017, 2018, which did have a part to do with the dent that had in the City Girls and Nicki's relationship. However, ultimately, they ended up begging to be unblocked and be forgiven. But anyways, my thing is, if y'all still fucking with Latte or even JT, are y'all really mad at Cali? Are y'all still gonna fuck with her like that, or what? I mean, like I said, I like Cali, but girl, this is strike one for you, because you did not have to say this. The interview, all he did was ask you about how the climate, how you felt about, all you had to do was, I was with you until you brought that in. All you had to do was just continue to say how you're just happy to be a part of the moment and how this is a nice time to be a female rapper. You did not have to go in and insinuate and allude to Nicki Minaj. And it's crazy because just the other week, she was asked in an interview about her dream collaboration, and she literally said, other than Brent Faiyaz, she said Brent Faiyaz, and she literally said Nicki Minaj. Minaj, okay? So now that leaves people like me wondering, well, did you ask and either get declined or you got no response, so now you feel some type of way, or it's just honestly how you feel? And if so, why? And who put that nugget in your ear? Because the formula is all looking the same if you ask me. Praise Nicki and express the want for a collaboration, and then when that doesn't happen, we be shady in interviews. That's what it's giving to me. And then she goes ahead and posts these Cardi B lyrics because that's exactly what Cali did. Okay, so like I said, that is what they do. They praise Nicki, express they want for a collab. They express they want for a collab, and then all of a sudden they posting Cardi B lyrics when they don't get their way, because that's what Cali did. Okay, after the interview came out, she posted pics and captioned it, "Put a ribbon on me," which of course is the opening line to Cardi's verse on "Put It on the Flow Again," a record she got with Lotto, which is regarded as a Nicki Minaj diss track, mind you, yet you want a collaboration with Nicki Minaj. So, I mean, I can't help but to notice this pattern among several of these rap girls, and it's comical at this point to me. It's like when you can't join them, oppose them. Like I say, I like Cali, I like her music at least, but I really hope she not one of them. I hope she not on that type of time and bringing that type of energy to the table this early on in her career. She literally just got her big toe in the water. Like, she don't need to mess it up before she can get her whole foot in that hole, okay? But y'all let me know your thoughts on it down below. So the next topic I want to get into is Billboard, Forbes, and Nicki Minaj. Because, you know, both outlets did do a write-up this past week on Nicki in regard to her, you know, being one of the few rap legends to outperform these younger, newer rappers, and, you know, praising her efforts on Pound Town 2 and just her collaborations, you know, with her not being afraid to do these collaborations with these lesser-known, smaller artists and, you know, that be on the come-up. Now, side note, this topic is for sure going to tie right into my next one because the duds is out here, baby. Do you hear me? They is trying to play on Nicki's head, okay? And I'm talking about that pitchfork shit. If you know, you know, but if not, don't worry. We'll get into that in just a minute. But anyways, for time's sake, I'm not going to read these write-ups in their entirety. I'm going to just highlight a certain portion or the portion I thought, you know, stood out to me. Now, Billboard did that write-up on the 12th, which was, I think, Monday. And they basically just talked about how rap has yet to yield a mega giant and stars like, you know, Wayne, Nicki, Kendrick, and J. Cole, or, you know, a number one hip-hop song or album in like 30 years or something like that, and basically saying that they are still outselling and you know, Kendrick, Wayne, Nicki, J. Cole, they is out here still, you know, outdoing these newer artists, and they are. Out of all the female rap girls, Nicki is still the highest selling female rapper, for the record. And it's a slew of these new bitches, okay? And then here you go the next day, which was Tuesday, I believe, Forbes, they came forth with an article, or later that day, Forbes came out with an article that was praising Nicki. And, you know, the first thing they said that really stood out to me was this: Minaj's willingness to sign on to rising tracks by relatively unknown acts demonstrates her keen awareness of what's happening in the industry. While she creates her own smash hits and dominates the charts, she also pays attention to the underground scene. This awareness is crucial in the world of hip-hop, and it undoubtedly inspires her as she continues to progress with her own music. Minaj isn't the only artist in hip-hop to work with lesser-known acts, but she is the female musician in her field who not only does so the most, but who has made almost a second career out of all her features. She does not need to do these songs, but by opting to spend the time and energy to help many acts secure their big break, she has also cemented her status as a superstar. One can only succeed with any type of track. So I thought that was really dope because it holds weight and it's true. You know, this article's main point and, you know, was that Nicki Minaj isn't afraid to work with lesser known names or smaller artists, okay? She's not too bougie. She's not just working with the hot bitches like Ice Spice. She's also working with, not to, you know, no shade, the D-list girls like the Sexy Reds, okay? Because what we're not going to do is sit up here and act like Sexy Red is just his household name. She getting put on big time by Nicki's cosign, okay? And, you know, Bia is not as popping as a Glorilla or as a Latte in regards to social media, but, you know, she still chose to hop on her shit and put her on the Queen's mix at that. Okay, as a matter of fact, a lot of the ladies she had on the Queen's Mix are not, popping like that. Okay, in regards to when you compare their career to, not a Nicki, because they're not even touching that, but compare it to say like a Lotto or even a Sweetie or a Cardi. Okay, Akbar is definitely not someone prominent in the industry, but she put her on the Queen's Mix, and same for Malibu Mitch. All them girls on the Liquid Miss remix, I ain't know half them hoes, but she put them on because I guarantee you I went and Googled who they was afterwards, with the exception of Spice, of course, because I know her from Love and Hip Hop. But I mean, Kim Petras and even the girl, the wannabe Jessie Nelson, these are not household names, or even names that have this big buzz in the culture, unlike a Glorilla, who had a viral song and was going up, or a Lotto, or a Normani, or a City Girls, Lizzo, or Summer Walker. All them girls that Cardi collaborated with had their buzz, and they was already a thing. Okay, they weren't up and coming. They've been here for a little minute, with the exception of Glorilla. But even still, Glorilla had her own hype. Tomorrow 2 wasn't her breakout song. It was FNF. Before she even met Cardi B, okay? She wasn't just this unknown girl. So the fact that Nicki Minaj, as big of a giant as she is in her field, the fact that she isn't afraid or too snooty to collaborate with these small names is commendable and respectable. And it also shows it's not about a chart, because her just hopping on a song is going to do more for you than it does for her, and more than likely gonna be your best selling or highest charting song. So the fact that she does that is dope, and it makes other big artists take note and want to start to do the same thing, so they can be held in that same regard, which kind of ties into the next topic. So let's get into that. So like I say, this ties right into the next topic, because the girls want to play. Okay, so I told y'all the Billboard article came out Monday, and the Forbes article came out, I believe, shortly afterwards. Okay, but they came out closely around the same time. But either way, both articles was praising Nicki for collaborating with lesser known acts. That came out Tuesday. Okay, well, the Billboard article, like that for sure, came out Monday, and that wasn't the only thing that came out Monday. In fact, later on that day, shortly after, that Billboard article came out about, praising Nicki, and, as well as Wayne, Kendrick, and J. Cole, and how, these newer generation artists ain't doing it like them. Shortly afterwards, we see this article, about Cardi, published by Pop Sugar. So again, only going to read what stood out to me, starting with this. Some may argue that Cardi B's collaborations with today's buzziest female acts feel like strategic career moves, as she hasn't dropped an album since her 2018 debut. But from what her peers have said, the Up rapper has maintained seemingly authentic bonds with all her music co-stars after working together. Speaking to Pop Sugar, Glorilla, who teamed up with Cardi B for Tomorrow 2, revealed that she didn't anticipate how big the pairing would be, but she's grateful that it did blow up, and she's still connected to Cardi B this day. I don't even know how to explain that moment. It was just crazy because I'm a Cardi fan, Glorilla shared. I was a Cardi fan before I actually started rapping, and she was one of the people that I did look up to when I officially started. Now, what I want to highlight is, the fact that they acknowledge in the opening line of what I just read is that Cardi B collaborates with the buzziest female acts. Those are their choice of words. Pay attention to that. They acknowledge that, and this whole article, they're mentioning those buzzy female artists, Normani, Glorilla, Lotto, Lizzo. All of those women whom she have collaborated with have already had a buzz, okay? They weren't unknown. Even Rosalia, she is big in the Latina community in the market. She is not a small household Latina act. And then the article goes on to say, it's no secret that a continued beef between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj spawned their infamous motorsport collaboration in 2018. Of course, they got to mention Nicki. Of course, they got to mention. They said it's no secret that a continued beef between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj spawned from their infamous motorsport. Why was that necessary to mention? But anyway, it went on to say this. But that hasn't stopped the former from trying to connect with the next generation of women artists following after her. The same can be said for Minaj, though, as she's hopped on tracks with up-and-comers in hip-hop like Sexy Red, Leray, and she even dropped the Queen mix of the Super Freaky Girl single with JT, City Girls, or JT of City Girls, Bia, Malibu Mitch, Katie Got Bands, and Akbar V, and also has a Barbie movie single with Ice Spice dropping, Following a Princess Diana remix. However, more noticeably, fans are picking up on Cardi B's affinity for linking up with her female peers in the studio and elsewhere to dispel the myth that's been rampant in hip-hop, especially for decades now, that only one woman can be at the top of the game at a time. Child, please. So let me know what you thinking, how you feeling. My first issue here is this article supposed to have been about Cardi B, right? And y'all still found a way to mention Nicki Minaj, okay? This further goes to show that Cardi B is somehow always ending up in Nicki's shadow. How come Cardi can only be mentioned in relation to Nicki Minaj in these write-ups? Because that Billboard and Forbes article, by the way, mentioned nothing about Cardi B. Not even a reference at all. Go back and read them your goddamn self. Neither of those articles dared to write an article that's supposed to be praising Nicki and go mention the likes of another woman who doesn't have the best history with. Because it's about Nicki. Just like that Pop Sugar article was supposed to be about Cardi. But of course her whole career lives and revolves around the fact of her beefing with Nicki Minaj. So they have to mention Nicki. Okay? Like, it's ridiculous at this point to me. And then they talking about that goddamn dead conversation about their having only been seemingly one female to be able to be at the top of the rap game. For one, I mean, baby, that's what first place is for, is it not? As far as I'm concerned, Onika Tanya is still in first place because she's still the one that these hoes run to for a collaboration and cry and get mad and run a Cardi when it don't happen, when and how they want it. Okay, she's still the highest selling female rapper. Okay, for the record. So how is that not at the top of the female rap game, for one? And for two, which is what I really think they trying to say, is back to what got Lotto in trouble and back to what, we just got done talking about with Cali, talking about that Nicki was basically the only female rapper out and winning and ignoring the likes of, Iggy Azalea, who had a run before Cardi. And, at the height of Nicki's career during the Pink Print era, ignoring Dej Low, because in 2014, 2015, 2016, she was being listened to heavy and put in rotation. Okay, she had to deal with Rich Gang. Young M.A. was making noise. So, I mean, this whole conversation about it only being Nicki is just completely dismissing those women. So, boom, what happens next? So like I said, this Pop Sugar article comes out Monday, the same day as Nicki's Billboard write-up, and then the next day, Tuesday, Forbes, or that really later on that same day, Forbes had, or I don't know, because the date, they'd be editing the changing the dates. But anyways, the next day, Forbes had wrote up about, it's because of editing, not just changing the dates, it's because, editing. So Forbes had did a write-up about Nicki's collaboration with lesser-known artists as an A-lister. That was published. And then, 2 days later, on Thursday, Pitchfork comes out with an article that's supposed to be reviewing Sexy Red's, Hood's Hottest Princess project, or whatever the fuck it was called, which they did for the most part until this Nicki hater, yes, the Arthur, has literally been outed and had recent tweets pulled, and all he do is talk shit about Nicki Minaj. Go figure. Anyway, after that Forbes article had came out, this article then comes out, and this is what, the part that I want to highlight. Underwhelmingly, the original Pound Town 2 is not on the mixtape. In its place is Pound Town. Oh, I'm sorry. The original Pound Town is not on the mixtape. In its place is Pound Town 2, which is pretty much the same song, this time featuring a Nicki Minaj verse that isn't steamy enough to match Red's energy. These chart-chasing remixes are inevitable at this point, but if it had to be done, Cardi B would have been a better fit. Her updates of Lotto's Put It On The Floor and Glorilla's Tomorrow are worthwhile, not just industry formalities. Luckily, it would take a whole lot more than a Melody and Nicki verse to bring down a mixtape as fun as The Hood's Hottest Princess. For a minute there, the mainstream options were soundtracks to warm weather debauchery were looking slim. That's where Hood's Hottest Princess comes in. Lighten up and take your pick. So let me know what you think and how you feeling. My first issue is they talking about Pound Town 2. Okay? Okay, you talking about Pound Town 2 is pretty much the same song, just featuring, a Nicki verse. I mean, what was Put It On The Floor? Again, what was Tomorrow 2? Did them bitches not change a single goddamn thing about their verse? Did we not listen to the same song? So can we cut the hypocrisy? And two, what do you mean it wasn't as steamy? Nicki matched her energy perfectly because she was talking about the same shit just as nasty, and and she had personality with it on top of it. And then here goes my next issue once again. This person mentions Cardi B in comparison to Nicki, further proving my freaking point. Every time people praise Cardi and show love to Cardi, they got to somehow bring Nicki into it. They can never praise Cardi without mentioning Nicki Minaj. Cardi will forever be in Nicki's shadow. She's not ever beating those allegations. Because again, neither the Billboard nor the Forbes article mentioned anything about Cardi while they gave Nicki her 10s. If I was Cardi, I would check that shit. If she's really tired of that narrative like she claims she is, but I mean, truth be told, she's not. I mean, she want y'all to see the shit, like, you know, like articles like this. She like to play into these type of games. I mean, she even promoted this article while she was defending herself under the Comment of the Neighborhood Talk. But, you know, let's kind of back up for a second. Why is Cardi up under the Neighborhood Talk comments anyway, defending herself, and what did she say? Well, let's back it up. Remember, the Pop Sugar article came out on Monday, and it explicitly acknowledged that Cardi, works with artists that already have a buzz, right? They said she works with the buzziest female acts. And the next day, Forbes mentioned Nicki not afraid to collaborate with smaller known acts. Well, not even 48 hours after that Forbes article came out about Nicki, Cardi felt the need to go live and say this.
That I was going to put something if y'all kept your promise. And I am. But not, yeah, I am going to put something, but it's not going to be what y'all thinking that it is, but it's going to be something really good. It's going to be very fun. It reminds me of gangsta bitch music. Like, it's really fun. Before I put out my big single, and I like it, and I think it's fun. And also, I want to also let y'all know that I'm not gonna be collaborating, because I feel like y'all constantly ask me to do big collabs. I'm not gonna be collabing with everybody this big. I'm gonna collab with people that make my fucking ears jump and make me happy. Like, because I feel like y'all just be like, oh, get on this song because it's charting, or get on this because it's this, get on this and that. Like, I have to, like, really I'm starting to like certain things, and it's like, if I like it, I'm gonna get on it, even if it doesn't make sense or not for me. I don't care. So I just want y'all to know that that's what y'all gonna expect next from me. And I want to say that I'm in a very comfortable space now to do so. I was a little bit froze, but I feel like my confidence level is all the way up when it comes to my music, when it comes with everything. The way that I look, I always had a big confidence level, so that's never been a problem for me. No matter what bitches try to make me feel, that never been a problem for me. I always been a bad bitch. I always been a bitch that pull niggas, that pull bitches. Your fucking favorite rappers, your favorite athletes, fucking been in my DM and fucking waiting for a chance, and it will never happen. And I got a fine ass nigga with a lot of breach, so that's never an issue for me. But like, when it comes to music wise, talent wise, everything is so contradicting when it comes to me. So I don't give a fuck what a hater or no motherfucker gotta say, because trust and best believe that niggas, dicks, and bitches' pussy start shaking when they hear that I'm gonna drop something. Whether it's gonna be something big, whether it's gonna be something fucking small. They know I could fucking rap. They know that my fucking brain works different. They know that my creativity is insane. Like, they just know that I'm a fire ass bitch. I'm a fire ass bitch with walking on fucking fire, bitch. So I don't give a fuck about that shit. And don't listen to that shit either. If y'all want to defend me and beat some ass, go ahead and do that, beat some ass. But all that noise is not getting into this shit. So I am going to keep my promise. Like I told you that I was. I'm going to keep it. I do know that
So let me know what you thinking and how you feeling. My thing, girl, stop. Stop with the games. Drop the music you promised these people for taking you to the top 15. Okay? Because you needed 4 or 5 fan bases to do it. And then she talking about what she is going to put out is not what y'all think it is. It's going to be fun. Now, who does that sound like? doing something because it's fun. Stop playing with me. Okay, have people not been praising Nicki for having fun at this time in her career and jumping on songs just like she did with this Sexy Red shit? It wasn't what her fans expected. It was a surprise, and it was ultimately something fun. She talked about that on Queen Radio. And then she goes on to talk about exactly what the Forbes article was praising Nicki for doing. And then you talking about your confidence level. Girl, ain't you the one that took your ass up on Jason Lee's show and admitted that what people say on the internet gets to you? A confident person ain't letting that happen. A confident person wouldn't feel the need to explain themselves either while you're talking about your nigga or your oochie boochie coochie. Like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, where did that even come from? What does that have to do with your music? And then you're talking about doing collaborations with smaller artists right after an article that came out praising Nicki for doing that same thing. Like, girl, it just shows and screams at the insecurity that Cardi B feels to me in herself and compared to that of a Nicki Minaj. Because why must you always respond to things that have correlation or have to do with Nicki? Why, when people praise you, you know, they got to bring Nicki into it and make her attached in some way, shape, or form? Like, these are the things that one can't help but to notice. And then y'all want to call fans crazy when we see it and speak on it and call it out for what it really is. But the jokes write themselves. But, you know, I hope for her sake and her fans' sake that she does good by her word and give them music. And I hope her saying it's just going to be something fun is not a way to just excuse the fact that of it not performing like the way she wants it to. Okay, because she's testing the waters, if you ask me. Just like how in her Heart of Hearts, put it on the floor again, it didn't perform the way she wanted it to like that. Because if she had it her way, it would have went top 10. Because that's where she claimed and bragged that her records lived at. Okay, but top 15 is what she settled for, if you ask me. And this is my most humble opinion. In mine and yours, it definitely won't change mine, baby. Okay. Now, I said she was defending herself under the comments and promoting this Pop Sugar article. So when the Neighborhood Talk had posted that same clip that, you know, I showed you about Cardi saying that she's collaborating with these smaller artists and not just bigger artists, apparently she wasn't liking the temperature in the comments of the Neighborhood Talk. And, because, people really took a notice of the fact that the Forbes article was just praising Nicki and how Nicki was just recently talking about doing songs for fun. And so, people was pointing this out in the comments. So Cardi said this: "Y'all really lost in this stan world. I have always worked with smaller artists, even giving them their first chart entry. There was a whole there was a whole article on Pop Sugar 6/12/23. Literally kept saying this because my fans kept saying they wanted big collaboration." No, bitch. They didn't talk about you collaborating with smaller artists. Baby, did you even read your own write-up? Okay. For one, they explicitly acknowledged that you collaborated with artists who have a buzz. Hence them saying you collaborated with the buzziest female acts. That being Lizzo, Normani, Glorilla, Lotto, Summer Walker, all of whom had seen a chart and had a buzz before you hopped on any collaboration. Lotto's first Billboard entry was Bitch from the South. Lizzo's was Truth Hurts, not Rumors. Summer Walker had a whole '1 album before you jumped on any song. Glorilla had FNF before Tomorrow 2. Normani had Motivation on the charts before Love Lies, that was before Love Lies, but she had Love Lies too before Wild Side. So who did you get a first chart entry to, baby? You work with people who done been on the charts before. Sexy Red ain't never seen a chart till Nicki jumped on her shit, though. And that's a fact. And that's what you wanted, if you ask me, and that just wasn't the case for you. I don't know who Cardi gave their first chart entry to, but I can name several Nicki has blessed with that honor. Most recently, Sexy Red. Again, it's the wanting to be in competition, yet in the same instance pretend and pander to the public like you don't. And on top of that, she commenting up under this blog and referencing people to this paid-ass, bought-ass article her team done had these people write up. Let's talk about that. Because, the fans done already exposed the author before she done wrote this article. She had made a tweet, and the tweet had said, "Cardi's PR team is quick. Got the whole announcement sitting in my inbox. LOL." Baby, talk about a mess. Okay, this only further perpetuates the narrative that Cardi and her team be paying these blogs and platforms for positive press. But baby, we buy them buildings, okay? We don't buy them blogs. Do you hear me? Okay, what are the odds and the coincidence that this would be tweeted by this author and then deleted, and then the article comes out about Cardi on the heels of, you know, the Billboard article about Nicki. Okay, and then the Forbes article comes out praising Nicki for collaborating with smaller artists, and now here come Cardi going live explaining she not just working with bigger artists, she working with smaller artists, and then she gonna try to defend herself under the comments talking about she done always work with smaller artists. Like, baby, who? Okay, you always collaborated with artists who got a buzz, Bad Bunny, Bruno Mars, Summer Walker, Lizzo, like they all had a buzz. Okay, so that's why Pop Sugar said what they said. The buzziest female acts. You collaborate with the buzzy bitches. Okay, so you know, baby, it's giving delusion. So y'all let me know your thoughts on it below. So the next topic I want to get into is Hot Spice, because she recently did an interview with Teen Vogue that has gotten a little bit of backlash due to a comment she had made in regard to colorism. But before I get into that, I just want to say that I think after, you know, reading her interview, I think Ice Spice conducts a very good interview. On top of that, she's intelligent and far from a dummy bitch. She mentioned something I thought stood out. She said that she be having a lot of things on her mind. She be wanting to wake up and tweet, but then she be sitting back thinking how a lot of people can see it and misconstrue it. And she just asked herself, is it even worth it? And then, you know, basically acknowledge cancel culture. So, like I said, smart girl, because, you know, I feel like these girls these days wake up and tweet the first thing that comes to mind with no regard. And when the interviewer had asked her about her upcoming moves, she talked about her belief in evil eye, which I too believe is very real. And basically how she want to keep her moves on the low because, you know, people be, you know, watching, plotting, and waiting. But she is very excited about this year. She said this is probably her most exciting year yet. And she also talked about, you know, being in love with complete bodies of work. So pair those two things together. Who knows? We could get an Ice Spice album in 2023. Let me know if you would be here for that. Now, the main controversy that was surrounded this article was when she was asked basically about how she felt about people basically saying or basically contributing that her success was due to colorism. She said this, I have seen those opinions, says Ice. I feel like that's not something personal to me. I feel like that's been a conversation for generations or forever since the beginning of time. I try not to feed into negativity because I also see that when people are trying to make that point, it's not out of a good place. She explains, they end up putting somebody else down. Now, let me know what you thinking about that, how you feeling, because I feel two ways. First off, let's start by asking the question, does colorism play a part in her come up? My answer is most definitely yes. All of them benefit from colorism. It's no coincidence that all the mainstream rap girls are light-skinned, okay, such as Lotto, Cardi, Koi, Doja, Ice, Sweetie, and even a girl herself, Nicki. All of them benefit from colorism. Light-skinned women in the entertainment industry, light-skinned women globally in different cultures benefit from colorism. In fact, however, is that the only contributing factor to Ice Spice's success or any of those other women that I named? Absolutely not, especially a Nicki Minaj, because that woman is completely talented. She just so happens to be light-skinned. Now, Sweetie, I see literally nothing but colorism now fueled her whole career. But ultimately, labels like to push their lighter-skinned female artists over the darker ones. And they normally, you know, they like to shove them or just don't give them the same push and budget as their lighter-skinned counterparts. Case in point, Flo Milli, okay? Look at Flo Milli on Latte. On the same label, but Flo Milli don't get half the push that Latte gets. Even though Flo Milli is very talented and can sell out a show, they still won't push her like they would a Lotto or a Doja Cat, who I also believe is on that label as well. So I do think colorism has played a part in her come up, and I wish she would have at least acknowledged it being a real thing that affects her peers in the industry, because I can see where people can misread and misinterpret what she said as being dismissive, and I don't feel that was her intention, but it can definitely, you know, come across that way, and it kind of did. And I feel like she, you know, could have acknowledged it's a real thing that people deal with, because she basically, to me, downplayed it when she said that, you know, people who say it don't be coming from a good place and they do it to put other people down, which can be true, but I don't feel like that was an appropriate response for that conversation, because to me it can easily be interpreted as gaslighting instead of acknowledging it being a real thing. However, if she feels it's something that's not personal to her story, I cannot change her sentiments, but I can express my own. And even though I do feel like it played a part in her come up, I don't think that's the only factor that got Ice Spice to where she is, because that's diminishing her talented. And I think that's where she was coming from, because I like Ice Spice and I think she makes catchy bops. I don't care one way or 10 about her being light skinned. I listen to her the same way I listen to Flau'Jae or Cali because I like them too. So I get what she means by people usually kind of diminishing the lighter skinned person when mentioning colorism. And a conversation should be had about that because, you know, Flau'Jae is a talented, darker skinned woman who is not mainstream. But that does not mean that Ice Spice doesn't have talent or that Doja and Nicki don't got talent. However, I do think that she should have acknowledged it because colorism is very much real. Okay. But, you know, I felt like it has played a part in her come up, but it is far from the only thing that I think got her to where she is. But y'all let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. The next topic I want to get into is Lotto because LSU's women basketball star and Lotto's former rap game castmate, apparently Flau'Jae, you know, got into a little tea spillage. Okay. Now, I know Flau'Jae was on a rap game. Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing her name wrong. I don't be, you know, keep it up with what's going on in basketball. I'm just not into sports heavy, because I really ain't even watched the rap game like that. All I know is Lotto won. But apparently, people and even Flau'Jae mentioned that they have history from the rap game, which explains why, Flau'Jae was posting them little clips of her rapping. Anyways, she was doing an interview and the topic of Lotto and the Put It on the Floor Again music video came up in regard to Flau'Jae and her teammate Angela Reese because Angela Reese was, as you know, in the music video, but Flau'Jae wasn't, you know, despite her and Lotto's history with the rap game. And coming to find out during the interview, she admitted that Lotto did reach out to her, but only a day before the video was supposed to be shot. And her people never reached back out to her people to confirm after, you know, her and Lotto spoke. But you know who they did hit? Miss Angela Reese, a whole week, as a matter of fact, before the video was to, you know, take place. So take a listen.
The Lotto song. I'm talking about the Lotto.
Not clickbait. Put It on the Floor. I did a remix called Clickbait.
How come Angel Reese was in there, but you weren't in there? Are you and Lotto cool?
I thought we was like, I mean, Angel, like, she loves like being in videos. Like,
got it.
She the cute girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's her thing, you know what I'm saying? And I was like,
I've been seeing y'all together a lot.
Yeah, y'all been together a lot.
So yeah, Lotto, she hit me about it like the day before.
Okay, so she did hit you.
Yeah, she hit me. She was like, I want you to be in the video, you feel me? What we about to do? And I'm like, I'm in LA right now, but I'm like, bro, yeah, I can make it happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hit my people. But I was like, so when it came out, I was like, we didn't make it happen because like her people never hit my people or whatever. But I had seen like she had asked Angel before, like a week before, you feel me? Okay. And I was like, okay, maybe she really ain't want me in the video for real, but she had to ask me because like we had kind of a relationship before and she put Angel in, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, I didn't really care because Angel was in it, you know what I'm saying? And that was a big moment for women's basketball. But at the same time, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you put me in it? Like, it just makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did the remix, you know what I'm saying? It went viral, you know what I'm saying? I'm a rapper, I go to LSU, you know what I'm saying? We got rap game history, you know what I'm saying? So that situation, I feel like it was a little weird, but
do you think maybe y'all should maybe you should talk to her about it maybe? Or you ain't worried about it?
Nah, I ain't tripping off it because like it shed light on like women's basketball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that really just bridged a gap in the culture. Like,
so let me know what you think and how you feeling down below. My thing is, girl Lotto, we been to you fake, because where's this girl personality trait you so highly spoke of yourself, Latte? Because you done already been called out by Kodak's artists for faking the funk and the love. You leaked the private conversation with Onika, and now you ignoring Flau'Jae for the girl with a bit more clout, even though you got more history with her. But you a girl's girl, and you're all for women unity and female rap unity, right? On top of that, Flau'Jae is a rapper. So a lot of people have been calling out Lotto for it. And of course, like a lot of situations like this, she didn't respond publicly. But I most definitely did think, you know, she went ahead and hopped the DMs just like she did when Kodak's artist called her out. At the end of the day, this shit don't surprise me. Half of these hoes be faking the funk as it is. It's all about the optics for them and what sound good. These girls don't really be giving a damn one way or 10. Okay, like Cardi, she want y'all to believe so bad she's off of helping these up and coming women rappers and in and out the studio and being their friends, and she's a text away. But she said at her own mouth she don't got no industry friends. So I mean, like, y'all can mix me with the fake unity, okay? So like I say, shit sounds good, but is it really? Okay? Y'all let me know your thoughts on it down below. So the next topic I want to get into is JT and Ice Spice, because JT took to her Instagrams the other day to make it be known that she is the one and only princess of this rap shit. So she had reposted this on her story, and it said, you know, the only princess of rap. And they tagged JT, and of course she reposted it. Now, this is not JT's first time having mentioned something about being the princess within the past month or so. A few weeks ago, I believe she liked a tweet on Twitter basically saying the same thing. Now, in JT's defense, she really thought that she was going to be the rap's princess, okay? She thought she was going to be Nicki's protege, but if you want to swallow a real pill, JT don't got it, baby. Do you hear me? And it's no shade, okay? It's not to say she's not talented, because I do think JT can rap. I just don't think she's confident enough to be the princess of rap. I mean, JT couldn't even drop that SoundCloud song that she had teased, that a lot of her supporters, including myself, were telling her she should drop. Carisha even said she should drop that song. But because people speculated she was dissing Cardi with that lapdog line or that scrappy doo line or that playing fetch, whatever the fuck she said, people thought she was shading Cardi B by alluding to what was said in their public back and forth on Twitter. So ultimately, JT never ended up putting it out. On top of that, JT don't be trying to release no solo music. Like, she still be trying to stay too attached to Carisha and keep the City Girls thing a thing. And until she let that go, I don't think she's going to be the princess of a goddamn thing. Okay? She needs to be a little bit more confident and more consistent with the music before we can fully entertain that conversation. Like, it has nothing to do with her lyrical ability or talent at all. I just think it got something to do with JT just, you know, kind of feeling some type of way that Ice Spice is getting this princess treatment, not just by Nicki, but by the people, okay? But I mean, JT can't really be mad. None of these girls can, if you ask me, because y'all just letting Ice Spice come on up in here and take shit. Like, stand up. Fight back, bitch. Like, drop music, because Nita Thug and Pinata, them shits ain't it, okay, baby? Do you hear me? Now, JT is also teasing her own website coming soon. It's called thegirljtworld.com. Now, what will be on this website, I do not know, but hopefully it's the place where her supporters can find updates on her latest moves and music. So clearly, JT is still trying to expand her brand. You can definitely tell that she wants to be bigger than what she is. But like I said, if that's going to happen, I think she just at this point needs to go solo at this point in her career. In my most humble opinion, start a new era. So those are my thoughts on that. You know, let me know yours below. So the next topic I want to slide into is Miss Coi Leray. So, you know, she made a post on Twitter after the little Billboard article came out praising Nicki, Wayne, Kendrick, and J. Cole, and basically saying there hasn't been a big hip-hop album or song out this year and what's going on with these newer people in the rap game. Well, Coi Leray took to her Twitter page to say this. Ain't been a #1 rap song at all this year. Calling all the female rappers to the front. Hear me out. Ladies night. Hip hop. Unity. Hashtag splash. Let's make history with a #1 together. With love. Hashtag just an idea. Hashtag I think the fuck not, child. Let me know your thoughts on it below. Girl, Coi, bless your little heart. I like you, but girl, cut the corn on the cob. What fantasy world are you living in? Like, why every time you look up Coi talking about some female rap unity? Like, bitch, wasn't you just rumored to have fought Lotto at Rolling? And then when it's just crazy because you was mad at her and came at her crazy on the Twitters for comparing you to a blunt. You was too ready for them issues, too ready for them problems. So you was ready to fight, okay? But you up here talking about some female rap unity. Cut the bullshit and pretending like you trying to. Girls, stop. And for one, you can try to go #1 by yourself. That's the problem with you new girls. You always want to try to make shit a group effort when this unity shit don't exist, and y'all know that. Y'all be fake acting cool for optics and good promo, but y'all steady ready to shade the same hoe you was flicking it up with at the award show when you drop a song, you want to act like people is crazy and starting shit when they call you out for shading that same girl. Y'all can link up to get a #1, but you're really talking shit behind each other's back. No, bitch. Y'all don't need to link up. Girls, stop. Because I guarantee you gonna be talking your little shit when your project drop next Friday. So I think it's a good idea, but I don't think it's a realistic idea. Look at the climate that the state of female rap is in. Most of these girls feel the need to choose sides as is. So how are you gonna get a mix of ladies on the same record that ain't trying to make it look some type of way when you done already got them pledging their own allegiance at their own will? And who would you get on it to take it to #1 is my main question. what, you, Lotto, Doja, Ice, and Sweetie and Cardi? No, ma'am. Okay? And that would never fucking happen. And I know damn well you ain't expecting Nicki to be a part of it when you know half these hoes don't even like her. Needless to say, she would be the one pulling in most of the weight for the sales. So what ladies night? What are you gathering from this, Koi? And then you think this is going to create a #1 record is my question to you? But y'all let me know your thoughts on it below, and if you believe in female rap unity. And if so, do you think Ladies Night could go #1? Now, real quick, before I move on from Koi, she has dropped yet another song. It's called Run It Up. Take a listen at a snippet.
Run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up. Ooh, I'm an angel and a day and a demon in the night.
So let me know what you think about it below. Now, this was a surprise drop. She only announced it last night, so let me know if you heard it in full, and if you have, what you think about it. I think the song sounded cute, and it sounded like it had potential in the snippet. And after hearing it, drop and listening to the whole thing in full, I do like it. I honestly wish that she just would have dropped this one over the Barbs and the My Body record and the other record that she dropped. I can't remember, but I just wish that this was the one. I like this one better than both of those. If she would have promoted this for a couple of weeks, did a music video, sent it to, iHeartRadio, and did it right, I think this song could have done something like Players for the people of no color, because this is the type of shit that they turn up to. But I like it. I really do. And I really like when that beat drop and that bass kick in, especially like when I'm on one. Okay, so like I said before, I like how Koi is not afraid to try new sounds and be different, because you can most definitely tell she's going for that more EDM pop rap sound. However, because she dropped this song out of nowhere and it was a surprise, I don't know who the fuck she thinks she is that she can do these surprise drops and think she gonna pull in some big numbers, but I already know it ain't gonna do much, and I'm just so confused as to why Koi is releasing this when her album literally comes out next week. Like, girl, it's only a week away. You might as well wait it on out. Like, you dropping 3, 4, 5 songs and shot some videos already. Like, girl, you're going back to your old unnecessary ass ways with these back-to-back releases. Like, give your shit time to grow, just like how Players did. Give people a chance to listen to it. She done damn near put out half her album at this point. Even, with me liking most of what she has put out, I don't think she's going about this album rollout the right way. Like, it's almost like when Chloe Bailey announced her album a month before it came out and she was dropping like 2 songs a week. Like, girl, why? It just don't make sense. But nevertheless, I really do like the record, and let me know what you think about it down below. So real quick, I guess the girls is really, lighting it up in them group chats or something, child. I don't know what's going on, but fans just been calling out these girls left and right for their subliminal shade. Cali, Cardi, and Lotto wasn't the only ones. So fans seem to believe that young baby Tate earlier this week had shaded Nicki Minaj, because as you know, earlier this week, the cover art for the Nicki and Ice Spice's Barbie World collaboration was revealed, and people already had the nerve to try to compare Nicki's pigtails and accessories to Megan's crybaby look, which I already said was false, because for one, Nicki did that a year prior in her, 6x9 Trolls video. Now here come baby Tate, want to be a part of some conversation, because she retweeted a tweet that said this: "Baby Tate been doing it, but okay." And then she also retweeted another one that said, "Baby Tate being a trendsetter in her own right, got vets imitating her hairstyles." Whew. Let me know what you think and how you feeling. I mean, girl, the look is for a freaking soundtrack entitled Barbie. 2 pigtails are fitting for a Barbie doll, are they not? And 2, who in the hell made you CEO of the pigtail committees of the world? Nicki Minaj been in this game 15 plus years. In other words, Tate, baby girl, by the time you came in this game, Nicki was well established. And you don't think she ever did pigtails prior to you coming into the game? Did she not mention her and her 2 pigtails on Itty Bitty Piggy? Did she not have that aesthetic on Stupid Hoe? Was Nicki not always doing those crazy ass animated ass hairstyles and pigtails and at the beginning of her career? So who are you to insinuate that she copied from you? If anything, you got it from her. And lastly, it's literally fucking pigtails, a basic ass, common ass hairstyle. Like, there is nothing unique about it. So to me, this Tate, this is her looking for a moment, and it's not gonna happen. This is why these girls can't prosper, because they do sneaky stuff like this. And then when fans call her out, they start in rap beef. No, the girls be knowing exactly what they're doing, and truth be told, they all mad for the same reason. They didn't get that feature. Talk about it, because last year baby Tate was upset that Nicki collaborated with Leray for Blick Blick instead of her, when she been in Nicki's DM since day one. okay? And she been in this industry, and she felt like she was more talented than Koi. And here come Erica Banks trying to co-sign, putting her foot in her own mouth. And this is exactly why y'all don't be getting no collaborations, because it's not genuine from the jump. Okay, so that's why Baby Tate is mad to me, because one minute she's your dream collab and the next you claim she's imitating you. Like, girl, bye. That's not to say someone like Tate can't be imitated or she can't be inspired, or, you know, no one can be inspired by her, but I do not buy by any means that this is the case here. So let me know your thoughts on it below. So the next topic I want to get into is Carisha. So Carisha previewed a snippet to, I guess, a new song. It don't seem like a City Girl song because I don't hear JT on it at all, but take a listen.
Make that coochie pop. Left cheek this time. Right cheek this time. Both cheeks this time.
So let me know your thoughts on that below. I mean, it sucks because I feel like at the beginning of the, you know, the beat at least had potential, but Carisha ain't know what to do with it from that point on, because when that bass, whatever the fuck that was, came in, it just kind of messed it up and killed it for me. But start to finish, the lyrics was trash. She wasn't, you know, saying much of anything at all. I mean, but what's new with Carisha other than an episode of Carisha Please? I honestly don't know what direction Carisha is looking to go in as far as music is concerned, but she seems so disconnected when it comes to anything music related, which is why I'm confused as to why she would tease this, knowing good and doggone well 9 times out of 10 she will not be releasing it. The City Girls had already dropped 2 singles within 24 hours of each other with a video and all, okay, plus Act Bad. Now, Pinata didn't get a video, but Nita Thug and Act Bad did, and honestly, it was a basic video, okay, that they tried to recreate the early 2000s aesthetic, if you ask me. But I mean, it was cute. Like I say, I just feel like compared to, you know, JT, Carisha just seems so disconnected from the music aspect of her, you know, career, which is a big reason why I think JT need to go ahead and go solo, because it does affect their chemistry and therefore their overall brand. Now, while I further have reason to believe the chemistry between the City Girls is off and why JT should go solo is because they out here releasing old ass music. Both of these quote unquote new songs they done dropped are 3-year-old songs, bitch. Carisha ass was up here doing a Q&A when someone asked her if she even liked the music they was putting out. Carisha ain't even answered the question. She responded and said, the songs is like 3 years old. Now, if you ask me, she more than likely gave that type of response because the type of response and backlash they've been getting about their music, because their audience hasn't been connecting with it, any of it. And that's proven by the comments under this tweet. Literally, her fans is telling her they can tell because it sounds like some old shit and that they want better, and then, you know, they want more from them and they deserve more. How is y'all gonna come back to the scene with old ass music? Like, that is pathetic and lazy. Just like how Cardi came back last year with some shit that was supposed to come out in 2019, 2020. Just dated. Like, just to have something to drop, just to say a drop. Like, that's the shit that you just put on an album but not release as an official single. Like, y'all got to do better. And your fans can tell by the quality in the music that the energy isn't the same. So if you ask me, Carisha focusing on, you know, what she should be focusing on, if you ask me, is getting pissed on by Diddy and expanding the Carisha Please. JT, go ahead and go solo and prove to the people, you know, that you got the potential to be the rap princess. That's how I feel. On top of that, when another fan asked about getting the official album announcement at the end of this month, at the beginning of the next, Carisha's response was, child, I don't know, don't ask me no shit like that. Which, bitch, the fuck do you mean? Did you not do an interview with The Cut just 2 months ago in April and asked, you know, you was asked about an album and you said it was coming this summer? Okay, well, we're approaching mid-June. Why are you feeling some type of way that people are asking you about this album you said is coming this summer? You the one put it out there first that y'all had an album coming this summer. It's summertime. Y'all putting it out, what, the beginning, in the middle, or the end? Like, I mean, and then you're putting out these 3-year-old ass songs. And in that same interview, you had the nerve, that you did with The Cut, you had the nerve to talk about this album coming in the summer. You specifically said that y'all are taking y'all time and y'all are trying to sit through and decide what y'all want to put out. If that was the case, why, when your fans ask you if you like your music, you can't even answer it? You say you putting out old shit. So why not endorse your own music if it's what you sat through and handpicked out? So I don't believe it. You ain't even recording. You putting out old shit. You coming at your fans with this energy, but you ain't mad when the person doing the interview asked you about your album. You seem pretty excited about it then, so what's changed? Anyway, how y'all, you know, thinking this City Girls album gonna sound anyway? Let me know what you think about it down below. So my last topic I want to get into is the trolling cat Doja. So yesterday, Doja had teased a portion of her song, Attention, even though it ended up getting leaked anyway, and it's out now. But what was going viral was the part where she said, I paid my respect to those who taught me how to make it. Now I reap the benefits with no confrontation. Y'all fell into the beef, but that's another conversation. I'm sorry, I find it really entertaining because we all want to see them slip and fall right on their faces, and we all want to be the one to see the devastation. And, you know, I've seen a few conversations being had around pertaining to that could possibly be about Lotto. So it could be Lotto shade because Lotto did fall right into the beef and for the world to watch on Twitter, probably to much people's entertainment. Okay. So some people felt that way because, of course, you know, Nicki is who she is. And a lot of people was side-eyeing Lotto after that situation. And a lot of people felt like she kind of messed it up for her career after that. So, you know, is this Lotto shade? Doja will never admit to that. But, you know, just like a lot of these rap girls, they throw shade and then they be all up in each other's faces at these events. And then the line that was really getting the people talking was when she said, just let me flex, bro. Just let me do shit. Why does she think she's Nicki M? She thinks she's hot shit. I never gave a F. Go stir the pot, bitch. I got your head out in the dirt just like an ostrich. Of course, you bitches comparing Doja to who the hottest. And that last line, low-key, kind of took me back to Nicki's Still I Rise when she was like, or not that last line as well as the first line when she was like, she thinks she's Nicki M. That kind of reminded me like when Nicki was in like I Still I Rise. Oh, she trying to be like Little Kim. Her pictures look the same. It was kind of like giving me a Still I Rise moment on top of her flow being like a Kendrick J. Cole type shit. So anyways, a lot of people felt like she was shading Cardi B in that line because when she said she thinks she Nicki M, she thinks she hot shit. Cardi does have a song called Hot Shit. She dropped last year that did hot shit on them charts. And then, of course, people are always saying Cardi want to be like Nicki. And then Doja telling them she don't give a F, they can stir the pot. And then she mentioned how she got someone hid in the dirt like an ostrich. And in that song, Hot Shit, Cardi did mention something about an ostrich. So a lot of people felt like it was Cardi shade. But then, you know, Doja was liking tweets saying it was a reach. But honestly, that was probably her plan from jump. Of course, she would deny it. Because I feel like I say, these girls like to sit up here and play crazy all day for likes, clicks, and views, and streams, and engagement, if you ask me. But, you know, Doja had later on tweeted this after seeing some people misconstrue her lyrics. Start a pod. It's making my fucking skin crawl. It's stir the pot. Stir the effing pot. You bitches need Q-tips. Which, I don't know how people got that mistaken, but I don't really feel like that was the issue, girl. Why didn't you come out and directly say it wasn't Cardi shade? Like, you just liked a couple of tweets. But anyways, you obviously praised Nicki in that verse with the whole, of course, you comparing Doja to the hottest, which let's talk about. The other types of conversation I seen being had was that Doja Cat was only saying that line, particularly that, you know, Nicki is the hottest, only to pander to the barbs and for likes, clicks, streams, and views. And honestly, I'm right there with him. I don't want to say she's completely flat out pandering because I do think a lot of these girls, including Doja, have a deep admiration for Nicki. You can hear it and see it all up in Doja's music. However, I do think she uses and plays that to her advantage almost a little bit too well. Much like how Lotto and Megan did to get that Barb support at the beginning of their career. But the mistake that Doja did make, that Lotto and Megan did, is Doja didn't stop showing love to Nicki, even if she was pandering. She never stopped because she knows how it would look to the fans, okay? Because when that public display of affection stops and becomes shade, the Barbs would draw their support, which is what we saw happen with Lotto, Megan, and many other girls, especially after showing all that past love before. But Doja knows that half of her fan base are already Nicki supporters, which is a fact. And the same thing she did to gain those fans, she has to continue to do to keep them. So that means mentioning Nicki from time to time and showing her little love. So I most certainly do think that this was strategic. And another thing that someone pointed out to me about Doja Cat is that she shows no love to Nicki online, but praises the likes of Doechii online. Which is fine, but it's odd and only further, perpetuates the narrative that this public display of love, mainly in the music, is pandering for engagement for, the barbs to stream your music. And quite honestly, you can't help but to wonder if that's true. But, let me know what you think about it below. Now, as far as the song itself goes, I think Doja flowed really well. I really liked her flow, but that's more than likely because she had a Kendrick, J. Cole, Nicki flow going on. Now, I was a fan of Rules. I was a fan of Vegas. I liked the beat of this song, in particular, Attention. And I really, really loved the video. Probably more than I like this song. But I did not love this new song from Doja. Attention, I wasn't in love with it. And it's not because it's not poppy like Rules or Vegas. I just didn't understand her angle here. And then she released it as a lead single for her next album. Like, I like Doja and I like her music, but I don't think this is lead single worthy. Granted, I like the chorus, even though it sounded like she was saying some creepy spell chant. I liked how it sounded. I just didn't connect to resonate with the song the way I had hoped and anticipated for. And I don't know if it has to do with all these antics or whatnot, but I just couldn't get into it like that. And it sounded like J. Cole or Kendrick would do, but I also don't really feel like she had hella bars. Like, she was rapping, but I don't feel like she was like spitting like that. Like, but she was rapping better than a lot of these rap girls. I'm not gonna hold you, but she didn't really say anything that I felt like stood out to me or that was like lethal. You know, like Nicki can say Alana, you'd be like, damn, did she really just say that? I didn't hear that once while listening to this song with Doja. Like in Rules, when she said, if he don't dive in up like the Ocean's twins look out in the color like O says, nigga don't have him be open. Like that shit was memorable to me, but I just didn't find anything memorable off of this new record. And I didn't get none of that from this latest drop. Like I said, I felt like she was rapping, but she really wasn't spitting no bars, especially since she out here trying to prove to people that she really a rapper. I felt like she could have came a little bit harder than that, if you ask me. But let me know what y'all thought about the song down below. So remember, this is my thoughts, commentary, and opinion. You can let me know yours down below. Remember to keep it cute in them comments, baby. I look forward to reading your thoughts. But don't forget to follow me on Twitters at Southern T. That is Southern T with 2 A's. That's where you can rap with me until you catch me on YouTube. And also don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will catch y'all in the next video.